Hi there. I know in a previous video I've told you about the importance of word connections, but at the same time I've not really dealt with it in great detail. Some of you have asked me to help you with word connections a little bit more in detail. So here I am with that, and I'm planning to make it pretty easy for you. We're gonna hit the ground running because this is almost like the last part of pronunciation video. The first thing I have for you is contractions. Instead of saying I have or I will, you would need to say I've and I'll. I've yet to tell you about word connections. I'll help you with it today. So let's start with the glides. In the previous video I told you about how y and v sounds are very much useful when it comes to connecting two words, to connect vowel sounds. Now you might wonder, why do we need y and v to help us glide into the other sounds? The simple reason is it's hard to pronounce two vowel sounds together. It's easier when you have a consonant sound in between. And since v and y are semi-consonant sounds, we can make do with them. So in other words, it's easy that there is a consonant sound here between two vowel sounds. So it's easy to pronounce that. Go past. Here again, go fast. Consonant sound. Normally the vowel glide is between vowel sounds. The thing is, when you say I, your tongue is in a y position. So from there it's easier to move into the other word with the help of this y sound. I'll, I've. In the same way, you have this he's. He's very helpful. He's very helpful. His. He ends with E sound. Is begins with E sound. So in between a y glide, y. He is. He is. He is very helpful. Now here again, go away is a bit difficult to connect. But you have the w glide. When you say go, your mouth is in a o w position. So it's easier to glide into the next vowel sound. Go away using that. So if you have a w glide, it will be easier for you to connect them. Go away. The problem can happen when there is a consonant ending and there's another consonant beginning. For that, you just have to understand these two types of consonant. Now this is called a stop consonant. You have a list of the stop consonants here. P, b. You'll notice that the mouth position is same for the pairs, so you can recognize them. P, b, t, d, k, g. These are the pairs where the mouth position is similar. These are called stop consonants because when they come at the end of a word, there is an abrupt stop. Told, told. So if you release that sound, told my, told my, told my, it leads to a gap between those words. But word connection is all about avoiding gaps. We've already discussed how important word connections are. They help you sound very native. I have already told you about word connections. So there's a gap there. It doesn't sound very natural. I've already told you about the importance of word connections. Now you see how they're connected and you sound very natural. But when it comes to this family, it's a continuous consonant. The continuous consonants essentially are the sounds which don't really break the sound very much. There's an extension. Kiss, his, have, him, Now there's an extension. There's a continuity. Now if these sounds come at the end of a word, it's not very hard to connect it with the next because there's a continuity, just like in a vowel sound. Even if it's a slight continuity, there is a continuity. So we can still connect it. Months later, right? You can still connect them. There are around only 2 to 3 areas where you might find a problem. One is with the stop consonant. Stop consonants are where there's a little bit of difficulty because stop consonants put a full break to the word. So what do you do when you have that as the ending of a word? When a word ends with a stop consonant, told my. So you tend to release it. Instead, just hold that sound a little bit and pronounce the next one. Told my, told my. You're not totally pronouncing the D sound, told my, but you're pronouncing the second sound. Here the stop consonant is followed by a continuous consonant. So we just hold the D and pronounce the M sound there. In this case, the stop consonant is followed by another stop consonant. So what do? You just double it, but you tend to release your first T into the second T. But you don't really release the first stop consonant before pronouncing the second stop consonant. That is, you would say about time, where you hold the first sound and release it into the second sound. That is, you put a double pressure to the release. About time. It's about time you learnt this. But when your word ends with a continuous consonant and begins with a continuous consonant, now here, some months, again, you have to just simply double it. Some months. You're spending a little bit more time there. It's different from someone, some months. You're pushing it a little bit more. Now let's read this together. Some months later, I told my mom about Tim. Some months later, I told my mom about Tim. I told, as I told you, that this is not very much of a problem. A vowel sound in between connecting with a consonant, that's not a problem. Told my. Now that's not a problem if you hold back your D a little bit. You just manage your stop consonant. You don't pronounce the stop sound too much and you just jump into the next continuous sound. Told my. My mom, again, you don't have much of a problem. Whether it's a stop consonant beginning or a continuous consonant beginning, there's not too much of a problem when there's a vowel sound before it, or at least a semi-vowel sound, or at least a continuous consonant before it. Like in this, that's not much of a problem. Now let's put it all together. Some months later, I told my mom about it. Some months later, I told my mom about Tim. About Tim. She asked me to go away. No, she didn't ask me to go away because he is a good man. I hope I've managed to keep word connections simple. In simple words, the only hindrance usually is the stop consonant. Whenever it decides to show up, you can just manage it by ignoring it a little or teaming it up with the next consonant, with its partner. But yeah, let's do a little bit of practice. He is, high up, see it, the amount, worry about. When you end the word, your mouth is in a ear position. So take advantage of that and put in a ear glide. Now we move to the ver glide. In some words, your mouth is in a ver position when you end it. Like when you say go, your mouth is in a ver position. Go out, go out. Who acted, to hold, to open, view is, grew up, throw away, knew about. You need to practice with sentences which have these stop consonants and continuous consonants. A couple of practices and you would be good to go. Let's take another example here. You've got to come at 4 o'clock. If you take this word separately, it's you've got to come at 4 o'clock. But we want to connect them. That's a continuous consonant. It continues. G. You've got to. It's a stop consonant. You've got to. Not a problem because continuous consonant gives you a little bit connection. You've got to. So you can move into the other word. Move into the other sound easily. Stop consonant, stop consonant. Got to. Continuous consonant. Vowel sound. Not a problem. Come at. Piece of cake. Stop consonant and continuous consonant. Let's ignore the stop consonant a little bit. At 4. At 4. At 4 o'clock. Continuous consonant. Continuous consonant. Oh, vowel sound. Not a problem. Easy peasy. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. O'clock. O vowel into a consonant. Simple enough. Now word connection is so easy. You've got to come at 4 o'clock. And of course, main information is 4 o'clock. You need to stretch that a little bit more. You've got to come at 4 o'clock. You've got to come at 4 o'clock. That's it for now. And yes, yes, yes. And yes. Grammar it is. Sentences, grammar from the next video on. Unless I find some students making some pronunciation errors again. So be good with your pronunciation. Keep practicing. See you. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like it, do subscribe. If you've subscribed to the Easy English playlist, I'd be uploading it every other week. That is every alternative week. It will help you to clear exams in English, the IELTS exam in particular. After getting through in your exam, you would still need to continue practice, and for that the Navigating Relationship playlist is definitely going to help you. In fact, that is why I've kept it completely in English, not shifted at any time to Hindi or Malayalam. Stay tuned, bye bye and take care.